Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. As we keep going from month to month, it looks like a recession in the West is impossible to avoid.
Global, I would say, Anand.
Mainly starting in the West and then
Yes.
going through the world. When the West catches cold, the rest of us
Yes.
will catch pneumonia.
Correct.
And if they catch only cough, then we will develop cold.
Correct.
So, but anyway, it looks inevitable, and I wanted to understand why is it inevitable. Inflation has peaked, but is not come under control. Inflation may be at 6.5% in America. The
Correct.
goal is 2%.
Correct.
Second, wages are not under control. There are simply not enough people to do the jobs that are there. One of the reasons being demographics. That is, there are not enough Americans to do those jobs. And after Trump, nobody wants to take the risk of allowing more immigrants in to do those jobs,
True.
especially the low paying jobs. Technology has fired a lot of people. These are high paying jobs,
The big white collar
the
jobs.
big white collar jobs. What are in shortages?
Service
Jobs,
industry.
services, jobs in hotels, in restaurants, in warehouses,
Travel.
travel, and those kind of services job which are normally low paid, and agriculture, labor, and these kind of low paid jobs. So what America needs is another wave of Latin American
Migrants.
migrants, which no party in power can afford to give today. This is one.
This is strange, though, because considering the fact that their country has been built on the back of migrants.
Yes, but today they don't want to let the others
Yes,
in.
because every single wave where they've had a big growth has been on the back of letting some bunch of migrants in.
Yeah,
Then the growth happened.
yeah. So these wages are going to be under
Enormous pressure.
enormous pressure, and wage rises fuel into inflation.
Yes.
So inflationary expect core inflation is
Feedback
still
loop.
very uncomfortably high,
Yes.
and there's a feedback loop. So these interest rates have to climb much further. Like Stanley Druckenmiller pointed out, there is another problem. Without real interest rate being higher than inflation, never has inflation come to 2%.
Yes.
That means the inflation has interest rates have to hit 5.5 to 6%, and have to be there for a prolonged period of time till inflation comes below that figure.
Correct.
Now,
It's like doing a course of antibiotics.
yeah,
You just can't take one pill and be done with it.
done
You
with
have to
it.
finish the course even if you're feeling better.
Yes. Now, the problem is mortgage rates, which were 1 or 2, have gone to 6. That means, suppose you are borrowing at 1%, you have doubled once, twice, you have doubled twice, that is 4. And then what you have done is you have taken a 50% jump again to reach 6. So you have interest rates have gone up 2.5 times. 1 to 6 doesn't look big, but 1 to 6 is 2.5 times. So now imagine the amount of EMI you will be paying
Correct.
will balloon.
Yes.
You can either pay the EMI upfront or your mortgage period will keep extending forever.
Correct.
So what happens is there is a wealth effect. You want to know,
Deep erosion, yes.
yeah, there is deep erosion in home equity.
Yes.
Most Americans look at health as their wealth as home equity.
Yes.
What is the current market price of their property? What is their mortgage? The balance what they can take out as home equity.
True.
Now, as interest rates rise, housing sales has collapsed. Into real estate prices have started to collapse for last 4 months. So two things are happening. More mortgages will get foreclosed and people will be forced to sell as real home equity turns to zero. And whoever has home equity, it will decline. So they will not be in a position to spend because if I feel more wealthy, I'll spend more.
True.
When I feel less wealthy, I will spend less. So when you start spending less, consumption drops.
Very true.
And when consumption drops, America is in serious trouble because it's a consumption driven economy.
Okay, now let's move the spotlight to Europe.
Europe, the problem is much bigger.
Correct.
Let's
Let's talk about the
first,
energy crisis.
first let's talk about England.
Okay.
England's big problem is they cut their links with EU.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. Because labor was coming from Eastern
There
Europe.
was a horse that was pulling their cart.
Yes.
And they set the horse free.
Yeah. So basically what happened is they were coming from Eastern Europe and doing the low paying jobs.
Correct.
By cutting the link, you don't have people who will do the low paying jobs.
Self-inflicted wound.
Self inflicted wound. The second problem is they were sitting in London and exporting all over to European Union without papers.
Correct. Having free trade.
Yeah. Now Boris Johnson promised them that nothing will get affected. But now Financial Times and everybody is now bringing out reams of paper,
And
so
documentaries we have seen.
documentaries, in which it is now very clear that small and medium scale enterprise is not able to sell to Europe because each customs has separate locations. So if I want to send from England to Eastern Europe, it has to go past 5, 6
Ports, yes.
customs posts. Before it was just going through. Now in every customs post, there is a block.
Yes.
So trade
Because
has
each
vanished.
gate needs to collect its toll.
Toll or it does its own peculiar type of documentation.
Correct.
So what most English businessmen are saying, those who are importing and selling, they want to set up a base in Amsterdam and operate out of Amsterdam.
This is also self-inflicted because Boris Johnson was incapable of negotiating with
No. Going on, like your friend Savia Asachi told us, the banker, Standard Chartered Work banker, on the day when they voted, if you remember,
Yeah.
he said, I voted Remain, I hope England votes Remain. They acted like fools because the entire London voted to stay.
Correct.
Those who were voted to say no were old conservatives from
In rural
villages,
areas, yeah.
rural areas, who had no stake in the game. So this is going to take a lot of undoing. You need a British Prime Minister who can forget all this, eat the humble pie, and tell them
Tell the public, feed the public again the
news,
the medicine
medicine, and go back and
in a
sign a
palatable way.
palatable way and go back and sign.
I don't see a British leader in the horizon.
Yeah. So that is a problem. As far as France and Germany goes, they have had high inflation and falling growth.
Yes.
The same demographic problem is there, and France has a unionized labor laws,
Correct.
which makes it impossible to start a new business.
Correct.
So, with money becoming tight,
We should be familiar with that.
yeah, so France is extremely difficult finding it extremely difficult. The only one who is keeping its head above water is Germany because of its exports. But how
Just
long?
about its nose.
Yeah, but how long will they do it is something we do not know.
No.
So when these two sets get into trouble, your entire export market for countries like India, China, and other places will go into serious trouble. Now China has mismanaged its COVID.
Yes.
Therefore, what has happened is supply lines are also failing.
Yes.
So this pushes up inflation further. Therefore, interest rates have to go higher, and then feedback loop continues. So this is a real chicken, whether it's chicken or egg,
global
yes,
macroeconomics.
is looking bad for this year. That is certain.
Yes. So recession is inevitable for.
In England, there is already recession.
Yes.
In France, recession is almost
It's
there.
more like the media doesn't want to call it recession, so they're finding a new
Yeah.
adjectives and adverbs to
But
describe
America
the
will be
situation.
in recession a couple of quarters down the line.
Correct.
This is what I think. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this content, hit the like button of my video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified of any video that we put up. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. I want to thank all of you for supporting our event in Oman with great enthusiasm. A lot of people turned up in Oman, and a place where I don't have much influence. I wish to thank all of you for your support. The next event is going to be in Qatar, Doha. The event is scheduled for the last week of January. Those who would like to meet me in person in Qatar, Doha, or come to our event in Doha can send their request to the mail ID given below or contact the WhatsApp number flashing on the screen. My team will respond to you. See you in Qatar in the last week of Jan. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.